إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. عائلة الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم, the family of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. Want to know the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم and his family. That's part of the religion to know. Yeah. And to know how the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم was struggling the da'wah, how he spent his time. That's more important than your own life. So the family of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and nasab, lineage of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al-Ismul Kamil, number one is a lineage, and we see in the lineage what you want to learn. Number 1.1, Al-Ismul Kamil, the complete name of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Muhammad bin means the son of Abdullah bin Abdul Muttalib bin Hashim bin Abdul Manaf. Up to there is enough for me if you keep by heart that bit. Bin Qusayya bin Kilab bin Murrah. So the full name of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad bin Abdullah bin Abdul Muttalib bin Hashim bin Abdul Manaf bin Qusay bin Kulab bin Murrah. 1.2, Ismul the name of his mother, Aminatu bint Wahab. Her name is Amina bint Wahab bin Abdul Manaf bin Zuhra bin Kulab bin Murrah. So Kulab bin Murrah, that's where they join the lineage of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his mother. And then we step further, Abihi, the mother of his father. That means his grandmother from the side of the father, Fatima bint Amr al-Makhzumiyah. His grandmother from the side of the father called Fatima bint Amr al-Makhzumiyah. Makhzum is a tribe. And later on, inshallah, we will see how that tribe played a role to protect the Prophet ﷺ and to support him in his da'wah. Why they support him? Because Prophet ﷺ, grandmother is from them. Ummihi, his grandmother from the side of his mother, Burra bint Abdul Uzza bin Uthman bin Abdul Dar bin Qusayya bin Kulab bin Murrah. Okay, Kulab bin Murrah, also the joining of the lineage. Now, what I want you to learn by heart is 1.1 and 1.2. Tick mark. 1.1 and 1.2, that's the questions coming from it. So we finish now number 1 and Nasab. We're going to the second point. Number 2, Al-Wiladat, the birth. 2.1, which day the Prophet ﷺ was born. Al-Yawm, Yawmul Ithnain, Prophet ﷺ born on Monday. Which day he born? Monday. 2.2, At-Tariq. The Tariq will keep by heart in Islamic calendar and in the Gregorian calendar, both of them. So 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal. 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal. Which year? 53 قبل الهجرة. قبل means before the immigration of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because the Islamic calendar started when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam immigrated from Mecca to Medina. If you go backwards, you say قبل الهجرة, before Hijrah. If you go forward, you say Hijrah. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam born 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal in the year 53 before Hijrah. Equivalent to 20th of April 570. What's the year today? 2000? Yes, 2014. When the year was 570, Prophet born. 2.3, Al-Makan, where he born. Makkah al-Mukarramah, that's the city he born. Dar Abi Talib. Who is Abu Talib? His uncle. So he born in the house of his uncle. What about his dad's home? His dad died, we'll see inshallah. And that house was Qurba Safa. When you go to Hajj, you will see Mount Safa and Mount Marwa. And we walk in between them 7 times. It's called Sa'i Bain Safa wal Marwa. So in the Mount of Safa, Prophet born near to it, where the house of Abu Talib. وأقيم في مكانها مكتبة مكة. Today there is library called Makkah Library. The building of that library was the building of Abu Talib when the Prophet was born that time. 2.4 Al-Muwallida, the one who helped it for his delivering. When the woman is delivering baby, there's another woman helping. So who helped her? Ash-Shafa bint Auf. That woman Shafa bint Auf helped it for his delivering. Al-Hadina, who looked after him when he born. Ayman. Ayman, we see later on she becoming Muslim and she accepted Islam. 2.6 Al-Murda'at. Murda'at means the ladies who breastfeed him. But it was custom on that time to get another lady to breastfeed the baby, not only the mother. So Thuwayba, she breastfeeded him. Who was Thuwayba? She was a slave girl to Abu Lahab on that time. Abu Lahab, the one who Allah revealed the Quran about him. Tabbat yata abi lahabin wa tab. When the Prophet grew up and became a messenger, Abu Lahab became his enemy. He did accept Islam. And Allah granted him a hellfire, Abu Lahab. So that time, the slave girl of Abu Lahab is the one who started breastfeeding when he born. And later on after that, Halima bint Abi Dhu'ayb as-Sa'adiyah. Sa'ad is a tribe. So she called Halima Sa'adiyah or Halima bint Abi Dhu'ayb as-Sa'adiyah. So the Halima is the one who breastfeed him at his breastfeeding time, which is up to 2 years. When the woman breastfeed a child and breastfeeds another child from another family, that two children, they become brothers and sisters because they share one milk. So al-ikhwatu, the brothers, wal-akhawatu, the sisters, min al-rada'ati, from the breastfeeding. Min al-Thuwaybiyah, 3.3, from the Thuwayba breastfeed Abdullah bin Jahsh, وحمزة بن عبد المطلب, وأبو سلمة بن عبد الرحمن, and her own son Masruh, وأبو سلمة بن عبد الله, ومسروح her son. So Thuwayba, she breastfeeded 5 children. One is her own son Masruh, and one is Abdullah ibn Jahsh. His mother is the aunt of the Prophet, and Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib, who is the uncle of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and she and Abdullah and Abu Salama bin Abdullah. So that 4 becoming brothers of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam automatically, because they shared breastfeeding. It doesn't have to be breastfeeding on one time. But if the woman breastfeeds a child at 2000 and 2010 breastfeed another child, that two children becoming brothers or brother and sister. Yes. So that means they are sharing breastfeeding, they're becoming brothers and sisters or sisters. So from Thuwayba, that's 5. From Halima Sa'diyah, Halima bint Abi Du'ayb as-Sa'diyah, she breastfeeded her own children plus the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She didn't breastfeed any other children. So abna'iha, her children, Abdullah and Unaysa and Hudhafa, abna Harith bin Abdul Uzza. Harith bin Abdul Uzza was the husband of Halima. So her 3 children, Abdullah bin Harith, Unaysa bint Harith, and Hudhafa bin Harith. That 3 from her and the Prophet. So how many children was brothers and sisters of the Prophet from breastfeeding? From Thuwayba, we mentioned it 4. And from Halima Sa'diyah, 3. So Prophet ﷺ have 7 brothers and sisters for breastfeeding. That 7 are the brothers and sisters of the Prophet ﷺ from breastfeeding. And the Prophet says ﷺ, the breastfeeding is similar to the birth. So if a woman has 7 children, they are brothers and sisters. If a woman breastfeeds 7 different children from different families, they are all becoming brothers and sisters. And she is becoming like their mother for them. So that is what we should understand in Cascade. So now we have seen 3 points from a Prophet's life. Number 1, lineage. His name until Murrah, and then his mother's name until Kulab bin Murrah, where they join the lineage together. Number 2, we have seen the birth. We said Prophet was born on Monday, and the date was 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal, year 53 before Hijrah, which equivalent to 20th of April 570. Where he born? In Mecca. In Mecca, the house of Abu Talib, which is near Mount Safa, in the Haram. And that house today is a library called Library of Mecca. The person who helped it for his delivery, we said Shafa bint Auf. Al-Hadina, who looked after her after that, Ayman. Al-Murta'at, 2 women breastfeed him, Thuwayba and Halima Sa'diyah. The brothers and sisters from the breastfeeding. From Thuwayba, her son Masruh, and Abdullah bin Jahsh is coming a companion later on. Abdullah bin Hamza bin Abdul Muttalib, his uncle, and Abu Salama bin Abdullah. These 3 are becoming companions. From Halima Sa'diyah, her children Abdullah, Unaysa, and Hudhafa. That are his brothers and sisters from the birth. If you go further, number 4, أعماله قبل البعثة. What the Prophet was doing before the prophethood. So how long or which year the prophethood started, we'll see later on. 4.1, رعى الأغنام. He looked after the sheep. صغيرا, when he was young. When he was young, he didn't go to school as you do. What he done was looking after sheep in Mecca. And they was giving him qarari, pennies, cents, yeah, for his work. When he grew up, 4.2, ثم في التجارة, he started the merchant to take the goods from Mecca all the way to Damascus, Syria, and he sell what he has, and he buy something which needed from at Mecca and bring them to Mecca and make profit. حتى بلغ الأربعين, until he reached age of 40. What happened at the age of 40? Yes. Number 5, prophethood. When the prophethood started, تاريخ النبوة, the date which the prophethood started, 27th Ramadan, year 13 before Hijrah, equivalent to 17 August 609. Makan al-Nubuwah, where the Prophet ﷺ was when the prophethood started, was in Makkah Mukarramah, in a mountain, in a cave, in a mountain. The cave called Al-Hara. Ghar means cave. Ghar al-Hara. Prophet ﷺ was going away from the Quraysh and the sins they are doing or committing. He was staying in that cave in the night, asking Allah to guide him. So one night or one day in that cave, the angel Jibreel came to him. Yeah. That is starting off the prophethood. How old was Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? 5.3. Umrah Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the age of the Prophet when the prophethood started. 40 عاما, 40 years. So Prophet's age was 40. We have seen 4.1. When he was young, he looked after sheep. And then when he grew up, he started merchant until he reached 40. So what happened after 40? He became a prophet. When he becomes a prophet, he can't go to job. What he should do? He has to give da'wah to the people. So no time for the merchant. No time to do anything else. All the focus is going to be the da'wah. So from the age of 40 until the Prophet ﷺ passed away, he didn't do any other job. He was giving the da'wah freely. And that was his message. Prophet ﷺ immigrated to where? Medina al-Munawwara. He immigrated from Mecca to Medina. Want to see how that came. Al-Hijrah to the immigration. From where? From Makkah al-Mukarramah to where? Al-Medina al-Munawwara. So Prophet ﷺ immigrated from Makkah to Medina. From Makkah to Medina. Yes. Which year? When the year was in June, month of June, year 622. Okay, Umrah Rasul. How old was the Prophet ﷺ when he immigrated? 53 years. How old was the Prophet? 53 years. Okay. What's the significance of that immigration? العلامات المميزة. العلامات المميزة. Yeah. The signs are significant. What you learn from that year? هذه السنة, the year which the Prophet ﷺ immigrated from Mecca to Medina, هي بداية التقويم الإسلامي, was the starting of the Islamic calendar. أي التقويم الهجري. The current Islamic calendar, it's called تقويم الهجري. Yeah. The Hijrah calendar, which started the time of the immigration of the Prophet ﷺ, mean from Mecca to Medina. So now we have seen Prophet ﷺ stayed in Mecca as a normal person until he reached age of 40. From age of 40, the prophethood started until he reached age of 53 and immigrated to Medina. So what's the difference between age of 40 to the age of 53? 13 years. So that 13 years, Prophet was in Mecca as a prophet. So the time Prophet spent in Mecca are two stages. One stage before prophethood, which is 40 years, and second stage after prophethood, which is 13 years. So that time, Prophet immigrated to Medina. He stayed in Medina 10 years. So he immigrated 53 and stayed 10 years in Medina. So how old he was when he died? 63. So the life of the Prophet, we divide into three stages. One stage before prophethood in Mecca, that's 40 years. The second stage, same in Mecca as a prophet, 13 years. Third stage, as a prophet in Medina, 10 years. So 40, 13, and 10. That's three stages of the life of the Prophet. Al-Wafat, the death. Al-Wafat, the death. When he died, the Prophet ﷺ, the Tariq, 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal. If you go back, when he born the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet ﷺ born. If you see the point 2.2, 2.2, 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal. And he died 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal. 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal. That means 63 years down. Okay. Now, the people celebrate Miladun Nabi. Are they celebrating Miladun Nabi or are they celebrating the death of the Nabi? Same day. Same day. Why they call it Milad? Why they don't call Maut? Milad Rasul? No, Maut Rasul. That's the day the Prophet died. When he born, he was not Prophet. Yeah? That's to be happy that just normal child born. But when he died, he was Prophet. You should be more sad for that day, 12 Rabi' al-Awwal, because you lost the Prophet. It doesn't mean you be happy and jump up and down and eat meat. That's not the way. That's the wrong terminology or wrong understanding. So at Tariq, 12 Rabi' al-Awwal, year 11 after Hijrah, which is 6th of June, 632. In where he died? In Medina Munawwara. In Medina al-Munawwara. 7.3, Umar Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How old was the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he died? 63 years. And where he has been buried? Tufina fi Bayt Aisha. Has been buried in the house of Aisha. Yeah. His wife, the wife he passed away. He passed away in the house of Aisha, has been buried in the house of Aisha. Okay. This lesson I will put in a link which shows at the footnote. That link, yeah, you can go there and you can revise your lesson. Now we summarize what we said. We summarize what we said. Number one, we talk about the lineage of the Prophet ﷺ. Number two, the birth of the Prophet ﷺ. Number three, the brothers and sisters from breastfeeding. Number four, yeah, what was his job before the prophethood? Number 5, the prophethood. And number 6, the immigration. Number 7, al-wafat. So this is the summary of the life of the Prophet. And we divide it into 3 sections. 2 sections in Mecca, which are the section or period before the prophethood, from the birth to the age of 40. And the period of prophethood in Mecca, from 40 to 53. And then immigration happened. After immigration, the time of the Prophet ﷺ spent in Medina 10 years. So 40 and 13 and 10. 40 plus 15 plus 40 plus 13, that is 53. Plus 10 in Medina, 60. That's 63. How long Prophet ﷺ was a prophet? The birth of the prophethood. 13 years in Mecca and 10 years in Medina. Add them together. So 23 years of prophethood and 40 years before the prophethood. So you can divide in 2 sections, before the prophethood and the prophethood. The prophethood divided in 2 sections. The period of Mecca, at Mecca, and period at Medina. So Prophet ﷺ died 12th of Rabi'ul Awwal at the year 11 after Hijrah, which equivalent to 6th of June 632. He died in Medina at the age of 63, had been buried in the house of Aisha. Wallahu ta'ala alam.